Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hope you're all doing great today. I'm doing splendiferous. I wanted to do a birthday stream today, but I would have been last minute and it would have been impulsive, so we're not doing that. We're just gonna play Dragon Quest 2 and have a good time. All right. Well, I'll just wait for people to trickle on in. Can I get like a more exciting song? Oh my god, this is not okay. This is not what I want to listen to right now. Can I get... All right, there we go. I actually like this song. I like how nasty it is. Yes, yes, yes. All right, that was good. That was good. That was good. That was good. That was awesome. We gotta probably change it now because I'm pretty sure this is gonna get me flagged on stream. Yeah, but this last part of the song is so much better than the rest of it. Like this, the whole song should have been this. It should have just been some guy fucking around. The second half of Barracuda is so much better than the first. Are you kidding me? Ah! It's just like the middle part of Barracuda is just like trying to establish like a base for this part. And I don't mean bass as in like the instrument bass. I mean like bass as in a foundation. But that second half is so like if the whole song was just like the DJ having himself a fucking time, like the end of the song, I would have been so much happier with it. Okay. We should just start playing. Yeah. Let's just get it going. I don't know. Who knows if we'll actually like stream today? I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try. See if it strikes me in that nice beautiful way that streaming sometimes strikes me. But I might just be too fucking tired. You know? You know what I mean? Yeah? You know what I mean? You know? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know? You know what I mean? Okay. We last left our heroes deep within the bowels of being lost. I don't know where we're going. What do we do? I forget. Listen to the fairy's wishes and head to the Shrine of Rain. Okie dokie. Hey, you said it. Is my like posture twisted? What's up? What's going on with my shoulders today? You see that, right? You see that like asymmetry? Is that the webcam? Is my posture all fucked up? I don't feel fucked up. Oh well. What's going on over here? Oh, I forgot. You don't know any moves. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. And by a minute, I literally mean it's been like 5 days. And now I can't remember dick. Alright. Okay. You do that, you do that, you do that. That should be good enough. I'm not worried about nothing. Excellent. Gawain, Caradoc, Paranel, and Matilda. I remember all your names as well. We have to go back up. Have we actually gotten everything around here yet? I think so. Oh, we got one treasure here. We got one treasure. I forgot something up here. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, ba-da-da. Well, that golem's dead. For sure. Oh, I'm so glad the RPG battles in this go so much faster. I'm so glad I have a toggle for that. I'm playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'm playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And, wow, do turns take a really long time in that one. Oh my goodness gracious. I have never played a game that takes as long for a turn to finish as that game. Why am I playing it? Because it's a good game. It looks like shit, but now that the Switch 2 patch, when they added the Switch 2 patch, they significantly improved the performance and the functionality, like the frame rate and stuff. The only problem is that it feels like the game loads every turn, which is like the bigger problem now is that I can't finish a battle in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet without waiting a really long time. I gotta time it. Maybe it runs better when it's docked, but the handheld mode, oh my god, the turns took forever. I don't know why my eyes are irritating me so much today. It's probably the weather. And like the feeling that I have like crust in my eye, but I don't have any. Might just be allergies, to be honest. I might have to go take an Allegra or something. Do we have treasure here? No, we can just keep going up. But yeah, the unfortunate thing about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is that it's a great game. Underneath all that shit, underneath all like the poor performance issues, like conceptually, like what they're doing with it is interesting, you know? It's just everything else about the game that gets in the way of the game. I mean, that doesn't make it a good game. Sorry, I should clarify. The frustrating thing about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is that there is a really interesting Pokemon game underneath all the bullshit. So I do want to get to that. I do want to play that. I want to play the game for that reason. It looks like all the monsters are gone thanks to you. That's not fucking true, lady. What the fuck am I fighting right now? The fuck do you mean all the monsters are gone? I'm fighting them right now. Stupid. But yeah. Honestly, I'm more in the mood to go play like literally anything else besides Dragon Quest at the moment. I had my fill of Dragon Quest with Dragon Quest 1. I'm enjoying this, don't get me wrong. This is very clearly one of the better, one of the best Dragon Quest games they've ever made. I'm gonna be honest. Dragon Quest 2 HD 2D Remake and Dragon Quest 1 HD 2D Remake and Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake are all fantastic remakes. I would even go so far as to say that like there's so much more to this game that I acknowledge that it's a remake, but it also feels like just another, like a new Dragon Quest game to me anyway. Because the original Dragon Quest 2 does not have nearly the amount of like character development, dramatic tension. A lot of that's inferred by the player, but like this game has very clearly been, this is much longer than the original. We would have been done with Dragon Quest 2 by now. But I understand, as I understand it, and as I'm assuming, we are very far away from being done with this one.
Let's see now.
But I got so much other stuff I want to play. I want to go back to playing Star Wars Outlaws, but that game keeps crashing.
You look a little less scrawny than before.
I'm like really upset because Outlaws is really good. I like Outlaws a lot. Why is this slightly off center? Sorry, you're gonna lose voice acting for a second while I fix this. Yeah, why is this off center? There you go.
I am. Anyway, the biggest of them all is the Fairy Palace. We
like,
keepers can all hear one another.
I don't know what's wrong with Star Wars Outlaws. It's a really good game. I actually quite enjoy it.
You can hear one another.
I think people gave it too much shit.
Fairies with a certain amount
I think people are just tired of Star Wars and Ubisoft games.
through their minds.
Because if you go back and play that game's actually pretty fucking cool.
Anything from her for a while now. We can't hear each
But
other all the time, and there are all
the
kinds
PC
of
version just
reasons
crashes
why
way
she might
too
have gone
much.
quiet.
I think it has a memory leak.
Still,
And then
she's
like
someone
once
else
it
that all of
starts
us
crashing,
process
it's
the
gonna
way we
keep
do this,
crashing.
so, yes, I suppose it's just a bit of a
And I've
worry,
tried
really.
everything. I've tried disabling this and that or whatever, and it just will not fucking
They
help.
sought knowledge of Lady Rubis, did they not?
They did, which was why I asked you to come here. Could you go and check on the palace for me, just in case?
Sure, I can do that for you.
Thank you. Just don't get angry with me if you go all that way and find out I was making a fuss over nothing.
Of course we will not. That would be the best outcome we could hope for.
Well, thanks. But, there's something else I should probably mention.
Ah,
The palace isn't exactly easy for humans to get to. It's not exactly easy for you to even see, is the truth of it. I can mark where it is on your map, of course.
we gotta fly.
But actually getting inside is another matter.
We gotta fly.
Working out where it is so you can get inside, or, well, you know what I mean. Basically, in order for you to be able to tell where it is, you'll need to play the fairy trumpet.
Not a flute this time, but a trumpet. This quest is proving to be quite the test of our musical skills.
You may leave the playing to me. Though my experience with such instruments is far from extensive, I have studied them a little.
Oh, that's cool.
Have?
See, it's stuff like this that makes me feel like this remake is more than a remake because there was so little There was so little
What
to
has
to
no
use
bells?
in Dragon Quest
My
2. Like a
parents
lot of
were
this stuff
great
is just made
music
from
lovers.
scratch.
They
Um,
saw to it that I was trained
Thankfully,
to
it still
number 'em.
fits the
Do you
general
mind?
premise
I'm
and
still
and
talking.
story
In
of
fact, this next
Dragon
bit
Quest
is the
2.
most
But a lot of these like
important, so
fleshed
listen
out
up.
bits,
Humans.
completely new. Like Paranel being the one that plays the instruments in the group. I don't think that was in the
The
original.
mermaids do. So you'll have to go and get it from them.
Yes!
You probably don't believe in mermaids either. But trust me, they exist. Even if they do spend most of their time hidden away at the bottom of the sea.
We met fairy mermaids.
Oh, we more than believe in them. We count some among our friends.
You do? I must say, for humans, you certainly get around.
What's that supposed to mean?
All right. Well,
What's that
you go
supposed
and
to
speak
mean?
To your mermaid friends and
Don't
ask
fucking
them
talk
to
about
get
me
you
like
an
that.
audience with their queen. She should be able to point you in the right direction.
Only wonder until Jeff will verbally fillet Kojima.
Very well.
I get the feeling their
Then let us
friendship
away
has
to the
withered.
rocks where the mermaids bask, and hope that they are there.
I get the feeling Jeff Keighley and his friendship with Hideo Kojima is not as strong as it used to be. I just get that impression. I think Kojima has picked up on Jeff Keighley wheeling him out for like, you know, friendship points and for like, you know, posterity, to be like, look, I know Hideo Kojima. That's the feeling I get. Oh, she plays music because her mother taught her a little bit of music, and that's why she's not extensively learned in music, because her mom died. That's really good. Why is this marked on my map? Friendship ended with Hideo. Now Hidetaka is my best friend. It's true. His new gaming friend is Miyazaki. But even then, like if you look at Miyazaki and like when Miyazaki shows up, it just feels more like, you know, it just feels more like it feels like Miyazaki is already aware of what's happening here. Like I think being friends with Kojima was like a genuine thing. Okay? Like I think being friends with Kojima was a genuine thing that like withered away. Or you know, like they became estranged. And now their relationship is probably more professional than it is like genuine. I mean, it was always a professional relationship, but you know what I mean. But I feel like him and Miyazaki's relationship has never, like, he tried to foster a friendship, or maybe like he tried to foster like this public correlation between him and Miyazaki, but it's like he was already doing it from the angle of, I need to get the From Software guy. I need to rub elbows with the From Software guy. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like he like the dynamics already like the reasoning is already like messed up from the start. And you can kind of tell. I just feel like I get the sense this is all just me you know, gossiping. Like none of this is like real significance, and I don't claim to actually know the truth or anything like that, because that would be absurd. But like whenever I see people get personally invited to events by Jeff Keighley, I just like, nowadays I look at the expressions on their faces and the way they look at him or the way they treat that invite, and I just get this feeling that nobody feels, it doesn't feel like they actually give a shit. Like there's like this weird, like they almost look really angry to be there. And I almost feel like the only reason they're there I think the only reason they're there is because it's good marketing, and like the heads of the companies are like, you gotta go. You gotta go. Jeff Keighley invited you to the Video Game Awards. It's only one of the most. It's like one of the 2 awards shows for video games. Like, you gotta go. You gotta go. What is it? It's the VGAs, the Golden Joysticks. I almost said BAFTA, but I don't think BAFTA is specifically video games. They just have video game categories, if I remember correctly. How the fuck was that not? Oh, I'm not fighting you. You're boring. Steam Game of the Year. Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie. I actually do think the Steam Game Awards might be worth an accolade. Might be an accolade worth putting on your game store page if you win a nomination for Game of the Year on Steam. If you win any award on Steam, I think you should put it on your store page. Cause like that's all user voted, right? Like that's all user submitted. And like not to like shame people, sometimes general audiences can be very incorrect about like what a good video game is, and I genuinely mean that, mostly because most people that like your coworker who has never actually like played like a lot of video games and just picks up the new Call of Duty every year, looks at a game where you have to grind for 50 hours to get one really decent-ish like assault rifle in like Tarkov or one of the other extraction modes that Call of Duty has, and like he considers that like the pinnacle of interactive media. So like general audiences can be very, very wrong about video games. But at the same time, if you have it on your store page that you were nominated for a Steam award, that will get general audiences to be more inclined to buy your game. And so the games that aren't those kinds of games that do get nominated or win should definitely put that on their store page so that more people play those games. It's really a popularity contest. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's all skewed. It's all horribly skewed. The VGAs are also horribly skewed because the people that nominate the games is like a series of industry panelists who equally live under different kinds of rocks than the general audience does. It's all skewed. Everybody lives under a rock to some extent. Oh. She stole the trumpet without telling the queen. The queen's gonna get pissed at me. This is gonna be my problem. This is gonna be my fucking problem. I just want to say hi to my friends. Okay. Everybody's got a blind spot. Everybody lives under a rock to a certain extent. Also, this is going to sound mean. This is going to sound mean, but it's true. And other game devs who have had experience, and game devs, because I'm not a game dev, who have experience in the industry will tell you the same thing. There are definitely people in the games industry who are the general audience member I just finished describing. If you're in the industry, I know you know those kinds of people. I know you work with them. I know you have worked with them. There's definitely people in the games industry who all they do is play like AAA shovelware staple garbage. They're called CEOs. Those people exist, you know? You could, like, some people, like, they're like, I want to work on the next Call of Duty game, and that's why I became a game dev, and now I'm working at EA or Ubisoft doing a different kind of thing, which is cool, I guess, but, like, I still really, really like shooters, and that's all I play. You know, those people exist. They're out there. You know, learning game dev skill sets is not limited to people with a broad palette. We got to count them amongst the enthusiasts. They're just very enthusiastic about like a specific thing.
By the goddess.
To think that was right before us all along.
You got to swallow the bitter pill that somebody with worse taste in video game or a more limited
But is it
range
safe?
or
What if it should
scope
disappear
and
again
interest
on
for
the other
video
side?
games
Oh,
probably makes the video games
The
that
palace
you
will not
love.
disappear, and neither will it disappear. All that has changed
That's
is our
you,
own
that's
perception
just
of its existence.
that's just the reality, man.
Yes, well, naturally, I knew that. Perhaps it will not.
It's fucked up to think about the more you think about it, but yeah.
Fear not, cousin. I too find it hard to comprehend how the palace is burning.
Uh-oh.
Let us hurry.
It's not just games though. Oh no, yeah, it's like that in movies and stuff like that. Yeah, there's people like that go into the movie industry that are like, oh, I want to work on the next Marvel movie. You know? Some people are just easy to please, yeah. Although I wouldn't even call it like being easy to please, to be honest. Like, would you call that easy to please? Would you really call that easy to please if it's like they're not even like they don't have a standard, or like their standards are so low that literally anything, because like they're easy to, like, a guy that's easy to please because he plays first person shooters probably wouldn't be easy to please if you gave him a visual novel, right? Like, so I wouldn't even say it's easy to please. I would just legitimately say they haven't left like their comfort zone when it comes to games and stuff, or like their actual like the scope, like their scope of understanding of what a video game can be and like what a good video game looks like, or like their interests are just very narrow. They have a very narrow interest in video games. I find visual novels not named Ace Attorney boring. Me too. I do not like visual novels that are just reading. I would rather read a book for that. That's, you know, personally, like I don't need images. Like if I'm going to read like a story, I don't want to read it in a dialogue box. I want to read it like on a page with like paper. I do not like the medium for that. I do not like that style of storytelling in the medium. I don't think it's illegitimate, I just don't like it. I prefer the more traditional methods of reading a book. Or a novel, if you will. And now people are gonna be like, oh, there's, you know, there's most visual novels aren't just reading and aren't just like you pick a choice and then stuff happens. And I'm like, no, most of them are. And it's like, oh, well, the good ones, you know, have actual gameplay elements beyond that. And I'm like, I believe you. It's not that I don't believe you. You know, I'm sure there are, but they certainly do not advertise that they are those. If those exist, they do not advertise themselves as being one of those. And so I do not like them. Or rather, I do not know they exist because they do not care to reveal themselves to me, which I guess is also the problem with the first-person shooters guys, now that I think about it. Maybe they just don't like take the time to try to entice other markets. But I know that's not true. Just realizing, just like thinking through it, it's like I realize that's not true because part of the problem with the industry is that they're constantly marketing mostly to people who, like, they're constantly trying to like lowest common denominator the shit out of everything. She can wield the blade? Well, actually, I'll give it to Matilda if it's a better... It's not. Well, never mind. Did I look this way? Yeah. How How many treasures are here? 11. Oh, I don't want to do a Dragon Quest dungeon right now. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Also, I don't have the HP for it, or the MP. I gotta go heal. Yeah, I don't feel like doing this right now. The worst thing I can do right now is force myself to play a Dragon Quest game that I don't feel like playing at the moment. I don't feel like doing anything at the moment. I'm just tired. I think the format is a bit in between seats. I agree. But also, like, again, just because there's visual novels out there that are like have gameplay elements that are cool, doesn't mean that visual novels that are just strictly novels where you read and make choices are bad. I would argue that if you're going to make a visual novel where that is the case, I think visual novels need to stop relying on the traditional visual novel layout. I think if you're going to do a visual novel that is mostly reading, you should change your UI, your interface, to be more conducive to that. So on Blue Sky, I made a post about, like, I sketched up a little diagram. We're gonna go play Tombola. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go do the Tombola. We're gonna go to the Shrine of Flame, and we're gonna teleport into Dinkeldan or whatever it's called, and we're gonna do the Tombola. So like, I made a post on Blue Sky about CRPGs and how I much prefer CRPGs that do not use the traditional CRPG layout for its text. I have a really bad problem with text being on the horizontal, and then CRPG writers putting way too much goddamn text in there. I also think the formatting for that text bar at the bottom is really bad. I genuinely believe that prevents more people from getting into CRPGs. You know, because you've it looks like shit. It looks like shit. It's too much reading. The formatting's terrible for it because it makes sentences really long. It makes eye travel really long. It doesn't work. It works in 3D CRPGs like Mass Effect, Knights of the Old Republic, and stuff like that because those games have voice acting. So you're not really reading what's on screen. And when you are reading on screen, the text is nice and big and dialogue is very short because it's being voiced. So the writers have written, so basically everything's dialogue, right? In a voiced CRPG, everything is dialogue. So it's written like dialogue, and good, well-written dialogue isn't very long in the tooth. You know, everything's very succinct. It works in those games, and then the text box is just the last line they spoke, right? And that's fine. That's great. And then you have your choices or whatever, and the choices are usually not even displayed with the dialogue. The choices, and again, because a lot of 3D CRPGs were designed with consoles in mind as well, the way they design, like, how you pick your choices is not in the text box. Maybe in Knights of the Old Republic, but like Mass Effect has the wheel. Actually, no, Dragon Age has it in the boxes, but like a lot of the options are all visible, right? And like a controller, when you're playing on a controller and you're playing on a big TV, it's like a little different. There's like nuance to it that I can't think of right now because I'm talking off the cuff, right? But the vertical screens, when you play a CRPG that isn't voiced but has like a vertical text box instead, and like the font might be a little smaller to get everything in there, but it's all like it resembles a book page, and you actually, like, you know, eye travel isn't long and you're reading down the thing and you can actually like really get into what's being said because like the formatting is just way better. It also doesn't obstruct what's going on over here, right? Horizontal bar goes all the way across the screen. It's very disruptive. It takes up a lot of real estate. The vertical box might feel like it takes more real estate up, but much of the visual is right next to it. It's a lot easier to shift left to right than it is to look up and to look down and then up again. You can practice that right now. Like, you can literally do that right now. Look at the bottom of your screen and then look at the top of your screen, and then look at the bottom and then look at the top. It's way easier to look to the left and look to the right, and look to the left and look to the right. That's just how it goes. That's just like your eyes do that because we read from left to right. So our eyes are more accustomed to adjusting left to right. So in a vertical text box, your eyes travel less. Like, that's why books are the way they are. Books like books are not wider than they are longer, you know, because it's a lot easier to read shorter lines, right? Like, it's easier to read shorter lines that go left to right, at least for English speakers. I know, like, I guess in Japanese you read from top to bottom, but those books are still narrow because, again, it's easier to just, you know, have shorter eye travel time or whatever. Also, some Japanese books are written horizontally anyway, so whatever. Visual novels, and the reason CRPG started doing this is because they realized that a lot of CRPGs understand, like good CRPG UX designers, not to say the ones that don't use the vertical layout are bad, but like really smart ones, really like innovative ones, they realized, oh yeah, if we frame the thing to look like a book page and we frame it with this verticality, there's a reason books do that. We should emulate that because there's a lot of reading in our game, and this will be better for the player. The player will like be more engrossed and more willing to like read the lines, and like, oh look, we have more space for dialogue options. Oh, we have enough space to put like a profile icon for the character you're speaking to, so that as the player is reading, they can actually just look at a picture of the person they're speaking to and get like a vibe or whatever. Visual novels need to evolve the way CRPGs are evolving. Visual novels need to look at their like interface and their UX, their UI/UX, and they need to evolve with the times. They need to change it. They need to experiment with their like formatting, because every visual novel I've seen, more or less, is just whatever Ren'Py does. Okay? Like, it's just the Ren'Py layout, because most of them are built in Ren'Py, but I'm pretty sure Ren'Py gives you the tools to reformat the interface. I'm pretty sure you can move text boxes around. I'm pretty sure you can make them bigger. I'm pretty sure you can put them in like a specific place. You can put text in a specific place. Like, you can do all kinds of shit with Ren'Py that I haven't seen people use it for. And I think you should do that. I think you should play with where text appears on screen and how people read it, because if it's always at the bottom, it's going to become the most boring, annoying thing to read. And I guarantee you, a lot of visual novel writing, as you were saying, I think Jesus said it, where like visual novel writers fucking suck sometimes. I guarantee you it'll suck. Your writing will suck less to the viewer if they are reading it in a way that is more conducive to reading as an experience in general. Like, I cannot tell you, like, when text is on the bottom of the screen and I have to fucking read the text, I just eventually, if a character talks for more than 3 text boxes, I'm skipping it. I'm gonna start skimming. I'm gonna start ignoring what's going on. Like, if a cutscene, if it's like more than 3 dialogue boxes per character, and each character gets like 6 or 7 dialogue boxes before the conversation shifts over to the other guy, like, I'm skipping it. That's too fucking long. That's way too much fucking information to give me in one fucking scene. Like you gotta leave shit up to the interpretation of the reader. But at the same time, if a lot of that text was like maybe formatted in a different way and was easier to read, I might be okay with it. I might actually end up liking it, but you gotta You gotta play with that shit because like I'm so tired. I am so tired of visual novel like UI design. It's so fucking annoying. It always takes me out. We're gonna try to get the golden bamboo lance. Oh, upgrade me and then I'm good. No? Okay. What did I get? A Glombolero? Glombolero's not bad. And a platinum sword. You know? Could be worse. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it back to back. Because we have enough for back to back. Okay, I guess we don't have to save scum. Son of a bitch. I thought I was gonna kill like 30 minutes doing this shit. Fuck! God damn it! I have to keep playing the game when I don't feel like it right now. Shit! I don't mean that, Dragon Quest. I love you, baby. I'm not in the mood to do your dungeon right now. Fuck! The one fucking time I wanted to just sit here and milk the shit out of this. God damn it. Can nobody even, like, is this just worthless? Oh, post-battle cash bonus. No, that's good. No. We'll take that. What about platinum sword? Yeah. Yeah. And then Glombolero, which I cannot use, or Gawain cannot use. Oh, halves. Yeah, no, we got to give it to Homegirl. Well, you know. No, that wouldn't make any sense. We'll give the magical robes to Matilda. We'll give Paranel the Glombolero. What else does this tombola give me? Nothing else of importance. Okay, well. I mean, you know. I wanted to milk this shit out of it. Fuck! I wanted to delay. God damn it. No, and it's too good to not keep it in a VOD, so now we gotta keep playing. We have to keep playing. Fuck. Alright, fine. Fine. Where's the island of the fairies? Oh wait, did I ever turn in all my mini medals? Come to think of it, I don't think I did. I should go do that. Am I delaying it a little bit? Yes, just a little bit. This guy looks cool, by the way. I like this character design. It's a Gillette. Something Gillette. Agility Gillette. Agility Gillette. Comfy clothing that's easy to move around in. Oh yeah. Give it to the fighter, of course. Hey, new. Ah, damn it. What do I get next? Focus Pocus? That's whatever. Kind of don't care for any of the rest of this, except maybe the Godbird Scepter, because that's probably Kafrizzle. I probably get Kafrizzle out of that one. But even then, I don't really feel a need to use items in combat at the moment. Alright, fine. Fine, I'll do the dungeon. I'll do the dungeon, but I'm not gonna like it. I think Call of Duty needs a complete reboot, start in World War II again. And then they tried doing that, didn't they? Add story DLC expanding the scope of the war. I think Call of Duty should actually have DLC for campaigns. I think you should make one Call of Duty and then add DLC that adds new campaigns to the game. I think that's what you should do with Call of Duty. So I think like you should release a Call of Duty game where you follow one guy who's like fighting on one side of the war, and then you release another campaign where you do another guy. The only thing that I would say if you're doing a World War II one is to not have a Nazi campaign. I don't think you should play as the Nazis ever. I think the Nazis should exclusively just be there to be shot at. I mean, you say no shit. You say no shit, but how many World War II era games have you played where you get to play as the Nazis? The answer is quite a few. Like, you do. Like, a lot of World War II historical shooters or historical, like, strategy games or whatever let you play as the Nazis. But then what will you do without the US military? True! But of note, I did not say fascists in general. I said specifically the Nazis. I think historical games that take place in World War II when I was growing up are the reason why we have so many fucking chuds that are like obsessed with like Nazi memorabilia and like the Nazi aesthetic, who inevitably ended up in the Nazi pipeline. You know? And like to be clear, like you should not just use Nazi as a catch-all term for German. Like you should maybe go looking into World War II history proper, and maybe see if there was ever like some sort of German resistance faction or Germans who fled Germany to fight for the Allies, and then you can make a campaign about one of those guys, and that would be cool, right? I think that would be cool, because I think a lot of people seem to think that like everyone in Germany was on board with the Nazi shit, and I'm certain that there were plenty of Germans who were like very much against the whole concept, considering that the reason the Nazis came into power is because they staged a violent coup. You know. I think there's a lot of interesting things about World War II history. I'm a history buff, so I genuinely like World War II history. I think World War II history is fascinating. Like even just following like the stories of the leaders of the world powers during World War II, or the powers that would soon become the world powers during World War I and II, is like very interesting. I think there's a lot of really like fascinating history there to like look through. Like, yes, it's a tragic thing, and you know, war should never be remembered fondly, in my opinion. But there is like a great deal of like intrigue into like how things developed and like what occurred in that point in time during the war, and like how the battle line the battle lines were drawn and stuff like that, right? Here's a fun fact: the regions that had the highest voter turnout for the NSDAP in the 1932 and 33 elections are also the ones with higher voter turnout for the AFD. Uh-oh. But yeah, like I think there's way more like interesting stuff about World War II that dudes that make World War II shooter games just haven't really tapped into ever. And I think they should. I think there's way cool stuff to do with the World War II setting. Way more like, especially now that first-person shooter campaigns are no longer just faceless dudes that you never really interact with anymore. First-person shooter campaigns now follow like a made-up guy, and it borrows from history, and it just makes that guy live through certain battles, and it explores like the psyche of that individual and like what that individual may have stood for, or like what that individual, the circumstances of that individual and the people around him were, right? So like, especially nowadays, you could totally do a World War II shooter where the premise is that you are following the story of a guy in a very specific situation, and you can tell a very compelling story like that in the shell of a World War II military shooter. You can do that. It's possible. Isn't that what Tom Clancy fucking does all the time? Maybe not with World War II, but like, you know, just do that. The Kill Mussolini level of Call of Duty would be fire, and it would piss off the Prime Minister of Italy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I think following some German comps would actually be super interesting if you can actually get good writers. Yeah, I think so too. So you're talking video game writers, please don't. Well, that's the other thing, right? Like, a lot of like, unfortunately, you know, some people aren't well researched into the topic, and like, a lot of conflation occurs because a lot of people literally just don't know a lot about history, and they don't know a lot about like the nuances and like the interesting, like, not even necessarily like unfortunately a lot of people do that shit where it's like, oh, just because it's it is, you are portraying this and so you are endorsing this sort of mentality. Unfortunately a lot of people think like that. And they don't know the difference. They don't know how to like filter. Like, they don't know how to identify the difference between something being portrayed to say something about it, and then something being portrayed as like an endorsement of that thing. So unfortunately, unfortunately, video game writers like 100% fall into that category. Most of the time, historically speaking, if you're like a fucking indie game writer who your next game is not going to be that, you know, fucking, obviously I'm not fucking talking about you. Please put the pencil down, and please put your, what is it? Yeah, please stop writing your Medium article right now. I'm not talking about you. But like, you know, yeah, it's a problem. Like they don't know how to do it. Video game writers are very bad at nuance and thoughtful writing. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't say that. Like I shouldn't say that because I don't like making general statements about video game devs because I feel like video game devs know way more about making a video game than anybody else does, right? Anyone who's actually worked on a video game knows that making video games is fucking hard. I know making video games is fucking hard, right? But like that doesn't change the fact that there's definitely like video game developers and writers and artists and programmers who are fucking bad at what they do, okay? They're fucking bad at it, and everybody that works with them knows it. Like I refuse to believe we don't live in a world where a game dev goes to work, they go into the studio, and they work with a fucking guy, and they're like, how the fuck is this guy working here? You know? I know that exists because it's a job, and I know that happens at every fucking job. There is no fucking job in the world where there isn't somebody who fucking sucks at what they do. That's just reality, you know? But like at the same time, it's like that's the person I'm talking about. I'm not talking about all video game developers and creators and creatives out there. I'm talking about a very real person that you know exists in this space that is sometimes responsible for putting a thing in a video game, and you're like, why the fuck did we listen to this person? Why the fuck are they the ones in charge? Why the fuck are they the ones with the final say on this? How the fuck did they submit this and we like just rolled with it? What the fuck, you know? Just like you know, that's what I'm talking about. Please, if you're a video game dev who watches my streams or my VODs, or just an industry professional in any sort of creative endeavor, please understand that I am not lambasting video game developers in general. Hey man, I did my best. Fuck you. That shit happens. I made an RPG Maker video. I made a video on RPG Maker games a long time ago. It was like the first video I ever made that like got really, really popular. And that video had a bunch of comments from RPG Maker devs. So the video was basically me going, hey, it is a little bit bitey. I'll be honest, it's a little bitey. But I was very frustrated with RPG Maker games at the time. Okay. Have you heard of a guy named Eugene Bullard? No. And I was like, and in the video, I was like, hey, when you make a fucking game in RPG Maker, you should create your own interface. Have a decent art style. You should you should maybe reconsider just using the stock settings for your RPG Maker game. You should like create your own balance curves. You should design your own weapons and armor. You should, you know, go a little bit extra, right? If you're going to sell your game on Steam, which is what I said, I was like, if you are going to sell me an RPG Maker video game, like I will like please put more effort into this than just none at all, and then put it up on Steam for a price. If you're just making RPG Maker games for fun, right, and you're not trying to like make a buck off of it, do whatever the fuck you want, I don't care. But like, you know, whatever. The amount of comments I got from people who make RPG Maker games, from game devs, because that's what they are, they're game developers. If you make games, you're a game developer. It doesn't matter to what extent you make the game, you're a game developer, right? That's what everybody says. The amount of comments I got from people who were like, I mean, like, but like, you know, wow, like, you know, I tried really hard, okay, and like this and that, and I'm like, I'm not fucking talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about the guy that makes a game and then puts it up on the internet for people to play for free. Like why would I waste my time like telling you not to do certain things? You're not charging anything. It's free. Like you can do whatever you want. If you want like an honest to God feedback on your game, sure, I'll do that, and I might include, yeah, you should like whatever, but like that's a different context to what we're talking about. Like, oh my god, I gotta pull up certain comments right now. I gotta pull it up. I gotta pull it up now. I gotta refresh my memory. I have to like get angry about this again. I'm not. That's shorthand for I have to remind myself what it is people were saying, because otherwise I'm just gonna be like very vague about it, and I'm not, because I don't remember like everything that I said about it. I remember all the comments. Publish, sort by top comments. We'll do top comments. There's this really long comment that's like, oh, you didn't acknowledge the fact that like RPG Maker 2000 doesn't have as much freedom to play with stuff. You also here's like a bunch of RPG Maker games that are really good actually, and you don't know what you're talking about. And they're trying to be very respectful, okay? But like in the fucking RPG Maker video, I point at like a ton of really good RPG Maker games. To the Moon, fucking what was it called? Oh my god, I really liked it at the time, and I never finished it, but I really liked it. I forget what it's called, but it has like its own art style. It's very beautiful, and it has like its own interface and stuff. Fuck, I can't remember. I do that. I talk about How to Learn Japanese to Survive, which is just an RPG that's designed to help you learn hiragana and katakana and kanji. It's just like a vocabulary game, but it's like shelled inside of an RPG Maker RPG, and it's really cool because you just use the right, your abilities are like the names of the characters, the Japanese like characters, and then you pick the right one, and then you if by choosing correctly you do damage to it, and that's how you practice and you get familiar with the concept, right? And then it was just like, I feel like you missed the essence of what actually makes RPG makers so great. Like oh, Lisa the Painful is such a beautiful RPG. Yeah, I know. That's the point I was making about RPG Maker. Fucking yeah, that's the point I was fucking making, is that there's a lot of really cool shit you can do with RPG Maker if you just spend a little bit of extra time nurturing the fucking like game you're making, instead of putting it up on Steam with all the stock assets in it for $10. God damn it. Fuck. There's so many free plugins. Ah. Also, a lot of people were also like, hey, thanks for saying this, because like it's true, you know. Fucking fucking thank God so many more comments were positive. Reading through this now, I'm like, ah. Amber Throne was the name of that really good one. You know what's crazy? You know how long this video was? You know how long ago this video was? When I made this video, To the Moon was more popular than Lisa the Painful. To the Moon was more popular than Lisa. Isn't that wild? Because I'm pretty sure Lisa is like easily like way more popular now. And then you get some fucking ass, and then you get like the extra assholes. You get the extra assholes. The people that piss me off the most though were not the people that were like, you've given me food for thought, and you said it in a way that was kind of mean, and now I'm hurt. Because, you know, those people exist in like, you know, whatever, man. Like, I don't know, have a spine, be open to getting harsh feedback. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not like no one's like attacking your character or thinks you're a bad person because, you know, you haven't thought about doing these things with your skill set. Like, get over it. Okay, just fucking get over it. Like, go work a real job, go work a service job, and then get told you're fucking bad at your job straight to your face, and fucking learn to just like ignore it. You know, like shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Stop being such a little stop being such a little pussy, okay? Like people are gonna be mean, okay? It's okay. Sometimes people sometimes people are mean within like a reasonable amount of meanness that it's just kind of like abrasive and harsh, but it's not fucking like awful that they did that to you, okay? Like sometimes good feedback is received in like harsh tones. All right? Okay? But anyway, the people that really frustrate the fuck out of me are the people who are like, oh yeah, but like, you know, if this was made in an older RPG Maker engine that was like using Ruby as a programming language and they managed to like make all that, that's impressive. But if it's just JavaScript, it's not that impressive. You can just find plugins for that now. Yeah, that's fine. Somebody made those plugins so they could be used to help people save time and to make their shit look better. It's open source. It's fine. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're using RPG Maker already to begin with. If you were this much of a fucking pretentious asshole, you'd be making your own RPG engine. You'd be making your own game engine. You're gonna fucking split the hair? You're gonna split the hair on them using a newer version of RPG Maker, but you're not gonna fucking acknowledge that you're all still using a pre-made engine anyway? Like, shut the fuck up. See, those people are annoying. That's bad feedback. That's bad criticism. Because it literally doesn't fucking matter. At that point, okay, yeah, fine. Okay, don't use the JavaScript version of RPG Maker. Use the Ruby version. Or better yet, make your own game engine in C#. But you're using C#. That was made by somebody else. So you should design your own programming language first before you start making video games. Because, like, you know, anybody can just take any programming language and internal development environment and build something out of that. Like real creatives, real talented people, they build a new programming language from scratch before they build their own video game engine, before they, you know, create their own plugins for it. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, you fucking idiot. Like fucking like like have a fucking brain, okay? I'm fucking asking like asking people to use the game engine as a liftoff point to like add their own assets and, you know, facilitate like make things a little bit easier for them, right? So that they can like actually like get to the real meat and potatoes of creativity. You know, that's not that's like that, for me, to me, that's valid criticism. Telling people, hey, you have this engine that lets you customize the interface to be whatever you want it to be. You should think about that when you make a game. That's just game design advice. That's just regular ass like here's the fucking spoiler about that RPG Maker video. You don't just that's not just exclusive to RPG Maker. You can take that advice. Oh fuck, wait, I might have missed. Can I actually get over there? No, I can't. These are two separate ways. We gotta go back. I gotta go look at the treasure over there. You don't, that advice doesn't just apply to RPG Maker. Here's the, and not to toot my own horn, but here's the genius of me and my writing. I didn't write that video as advice for RPG Maker. I wrote that video as advice for game design in general, because changing your fucking interface to be something unique and interesting is just good game design advice. Having a distinct and like unique art style, even if the art is kind of shitty, that's just good game design advice. Balancing your game and designing your own skills and abilities and like designing your RPG to maybe not function as a traditional RPG and maybe like have, you know, interesting dynamics to it by the virtue of doing it yourself and tinkering. That's just good game design advice. None of that shit has to specifically do with RPG Maker games. It's just the problem was very prevalent in games made in that engine, and I wanted to encourage people to maybe think a little bit about what they were making. It has nothing to do with the fucking engine. It has entirely to do with like, it's like, hey, if you're making a fucking game, elevate it. Elevate it. You know, make it even in just very simple ways, which is what a lot of those games that I mentioned in that video did. In just very simple ways, you can elevate your fucking video game into something that feels truly special and different, and it doesn't feel like an RPG Maker game. It just feels like a game. I don't think Lisa is made an RPG Maker, but if it is, the person that made it made a side scroller with platforming in it. Are you kidding? Like, yeah, like, because that person took the time to like think about how they wanted people to navigate the game. They didn't just go, oh yeah, I'm gonna make it an RPG Maker, so it's gonna be like a top-down thing. No, they changed it. They modified it to give it a unique feel, to give it a unique feeling. They had a vision. They thought about it. They didn't just like open RPG Maker and start doing whatever the fuck. They had an idea and they rolled with the idea. Oh my god. Same brain dead outlook people have saying using references and artist tracing. Those people are dumb. Those people have never drawn a fucking day in their life. That guy is like so cool. I was thinking, why do another WW2 game when you can make a game based on the first Black American fighter ace who also fought alongside his pet monkey? Is that real? Also, if you want to write about contemporary Japan, you have to do your homework more than a Wikipedia search. Buy books on the culture, post-war history, pop culture outside of anime. Learn their laws, especially Age of Consent laws, that I mentioned. Age of Consent laws. Also, fashion trend schools and curriculum or their own politics and parties. Yeah, I would agree. If you're going to make something that's obviously clearly heavily inspired or set in like contemporary Japan, you should maybe do some fucking research. Again, just really good game design advice, in my opinion. It's just good advice. If you want to make a video game and you feel really passionate about making a video game, then actually exercise your passion for that. Actually do the legwork, do the work. You gotta do the work. If you don't do the work, you don't get work. Fuck you guys. You got me fucking... You got me ranting again. What is it with this? What is it with these streams? What is it about Dragon Quest? You know what it is? It's just the turn-based combat that I can do like by second nature at this point. Or it's like, I don't need to use my brain for this. I don't need to use my brain for this. I'm just gonna use my brain to talk shit about dumb people on the internet. Eugene Bullard was a boxing champ, a French war hero, a fighter ace who fought the Red Baron's crew, a jazz musician, owned the best nightclub in Paris, and became a spy during World War II. Holy shit. Did he survive? Please tell me he, like, lived past the events of the war. Yes! I love it when a cool dude survives the trials of history. Yeah, do a story about that guy. That sounds cool as fuck. I'm telling you, people don't have, like, vision. Some people just don't have vision. I guarantee you half the people... This is... Okay, that's mean to say, GC. You shouldn't say that. I'm gonna say it anyway. Half the people... I guarantee you half the people that hear someone say, hey, if you're making a game in RPG Maker, you should, like, maybe, like, you know, do more than just use all the stock settings and assets to just, like, churn out, like, a really shitty RPG that doesn't do anything and means nothing and whatever. Like, those same people that felt hurt by that statement are probably, like, 100% on board with, like, the Gen AI craze right now. I promise you. I promise you there's a Venn diagram. It's not a flat circle. It's not one circle, okay? It's not a complete circle. But I promise you there is a Venn diagram of people who use RPG Maker and people who use Gen AI. Like, people who used RPG Maker 10 years ago and acted like they used the default assets and acted like they were, like, the new auteurs. And people who use Gen AI now. And I guarantee you the Venn diagram is not a complete one circle, but, like, it's getting there. Like, it's close. I think that's a very big center segment of that Venn diagram. Well, GC, you're not even making a fucking video game. You haven't even fucking bothered starting making your fucking video game. First of all, we're in pre-production, and I have to figure out, like, a premise that I'm, like good with, but I have actually started sketching out what I gotta do. Second of all, I don't have to have been making a fucking video game to have common fucking sense. I know some people need to, like, actually, like, fucking expose their whole ass and look like idiots and then never learn common sense. I have common sense because it came free with my existence, and I have a fucking brain, and I'm a smart person. So I don't need to make games to know that half of the shit on Steam Greenlight back in the day was just garbage that people were trying to make a quick buck off of. And no amount of posturing that you were actually, like, in it for the creativity will make me believe you. Because if you were in it for the creativity, you wouldn't be trying to sell your fucking bargain bin shitty RPG that you made for the first time without bothering to think twice about, like, why anything in that fucking engine is built the way it is. Steam Greenlight was such a fucking mess. I get so heated about this stuff because I get such a weird... I get, like, a bad taste in my mouth whenever I see someone talk about, like, just, like, game devs in this very, very, very big blanket. They talk about them in this very big generalization without realizing that when you are talking about game dev, you're talking about a very large amount of people. But then you bring that up to them and they're like, yeah, but those aren't actually game devs. And it's like, no, they are. They're just bad at it. You can be something and be bad at it and still legitimately, validly be that thing. That's the reality. You can't discount those people just because they suck at what they do or because they're shitty about it. You know, like that's what they are. Maybe not the people doing the shovelware stuff, but like, you know, just people that are bad at it. There's people that are bad at it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's bad writers, there's bad programmers, there's bad artists. It's just the truth. Some people do not make good or even interesting shit. I know there's people out there that love to like be like, oh, you know, like, you know, we're all special in our own way, and we all have our talents, and you know, someone out there loves the things you like and loves the things you make, and it's like, yeah, that doesn't change it from being bad. Some people have bad taste. Some people have bad taste. Some people are like historically like really like there's people out there that love generative AI art, that genuinely enjoy it. AI art, probably not real art, but you still have people appreciating it like it is art. Okay? So yeah, there's people out there with bad taste. There's people out there with bad taste, with shit taste. Your friend, yeah. Like, sorry, like, that's just true. You know, I appreciate, this is my favorite new phrase, I appreciate the kumbaya, let's all get in a circle, you know? Don't get me started on a hell of a boss. Don't get me started on a hell of a boss, and Hotel has been Hotel. I have to watch the entire first season of Has Been Hotel in like a week or two. Because Sos wants me to. He's coming up to where he's traveling to where I live to make me watch the show. Do it! Get mad! Get angry! Get mad! Get so mad it drives you mad! Fucking G Gundam. This mobile suit is exhibiting powers only used by the Dark Gundam. Which means this guy has at some point come into contact with Kyoji! This hand of mine glows with an awesome power! It tells me to defeat you! Shining Finger! Fucking love that shit. Go! 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 I gotta rewatch G Gundam. I might do that today. I might put on G Gundam in the background while I play video games today. Yeah, after this stream, I'll put it on. We can watch it together if you want. How the fuck do I get back here? How did I get over here the first time? Oh, we went super the wrong way. Now we gotta hang out again. I want to go back to the market. I won't say which market because I don't want to get doxxed, but we should go back to the market. Prize Satoshi Maeda and Hideyoshi Toyotomi are respectively a half Korean Japanese man, the son of a member of the IGA that died in Okinawa. I just like, you know, like, bad art exists. I'm sorry. Bad art exists. Bad art exists. There's people who are bad writers. Now, would I go as far as to say people who make bad art should stop making art? No. People who make bad art should continue making art because there's always time to learn. There's always time to get better. And like the only way to get better at making art is to continue making art. That's just, if you believe the paradox of like modern, of like the contemporary thought on art pisses me off, because like if you, I went up the wrong way again. If you believe, right, that artists can get better at making art, if you believe that that you yourself as an artist, if you believe that it is capable, that you are capable, that it is possible for a human being to become better at making art, then there needs to exist some amount of bad art. There some sort of idea of something not being good in the artistic world needs to exist. Because if you can grow as an artist, if there's no such thing as bad art, then you cannot grow as an artist. There is no point in growing as an artist. There is no point in you developing your skills as an artist, improving as an artist, getting better as an artist. There's no point in that. Because if bad art doesn't exist, then you can never make bad art, and everything you make is good. And therefore, you have made your best thing. You have made your everything you make is your magnum opus. And I promise you, anyone who has ever tried to make art knows that sometimes that's not true. Sometimes you make bad shit. Okay? Sometimes you make stuff that's not as good as stuff you made before. And that requires you to have an understanding that bad and good in the art world exists. That requires you to understand that you are capable of making garbage. Because if you could not make garbage, if garbage did not exist, if garbage could not fall out of a human being's fingertips, nobody would bother trying to get better at making art. Nobody would bother. Nobody would try. Nobody would bother making something. I would have made the best thing I would have made. I would have, like, if I believed that nothing I've ever made is bad, or that I was incapable of making bad art because bad art doesn't exist, then I would have never continued making art. I would have been like, I made one thing, well, that's as good as I'm gonna get, because, you know, no art is bad, and therefore that's that. And then it's like, well, there's no such thing as bad art, but some art is better than other art. What the fuck does that mean then? Dumbass. If good art exists and you can make better art, and a lot of better art starts getting made, what does that make the art below it? It makes it bad. It makes it bad. It makes it bad. Eventually things get pushed down to below a certain standard that we look for in art. That's what makes it bad. You have standards. You're a human being. If you don't have standards, then you're fine with Gen AI art. Then you're fine with literally anything anybody makes, and you have no desire to look at more art, because you've seen the best that there is, because it's all the best, because it's all good. You have no discerning eye, you have no taste, you have no palate, you have no whatever, because you have no idea, like you don't bother to differentiate these things. I find the good in art everywhere. I find art good in any art. Yes, but that doesn't change it from being bad. Just because I eat a cookie that has way too much flour in it doesn't mean, doesn't mean that I don't acknowledge that the chocolate chips inside the cookie are very good. It doesn't mean that I think the cookie still tastes pretty good, or rather, that like, if the cookie is hard and crusty and it has too much flour and it tastes, and like the batter tastes awful, but the chocolate chips are good, that doesn't mean I go, see, I found the one good thing in this cookie, therefore it's not a bad cookie. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It just means that you are capable of acknowledging that not everything in the cookie is bad, but for the most part, the cookie is bad. That's fine. Fuck. Okay, people are so fucking like. Eso me da roña, man. Like it just like. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop trying not to hurt anybody's feelings. Fuck. Like it's going to happen. Like, you're not a bad person. for saying, hey, this thing this person made fucking sucks. like, it's okay. You are not a terrible person for saying a thing you played or interacted with or watched or read or whatever or looked at looks terrible or plays terribly or was a terrible movie or is a terrible read. That's just you exercising your ability to have constructive thought. Like, fucking stop robbing yourself of hating. Stop robbing yourself of being able to exercise your standards for something just because you're afraid that you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. Like, stop doing that. That is not the same. Being like, hey, this thing's I fucking hate this piece of art. This is garbage. This sucks. I fucking hate it. That's not the same as like, I'm gonna cause physical harm to this person because they made bad art. I'm gonna dox this person because they made bad art. I'm gonna harass this person on the internet because they made bad art. That's not the same fucking thing. It's not the same fucking thing. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to please everybody. You don't have to please every artist who art you interact with. You don't have to be this fucking bleeding heart, fucking like perfect person that has never said a bad thing about a person's work just because you fear that one day they might read it and it might make them sad for 15 minutes. Like, it's okay. Bad writers need to be told they're bad. Bad artists need to know that their art is bad. That's how they know that they can get better at it. You are not helping art. You are not helping artists by pretending or by avoiding telling them that what they made was bad. That doesn't help them. It certainly doesn't help me. Like, just do it. If something sucks, then it sucks. And if you don't think anything sucks, then I highly recommend you go out there and find something that sucks. Because if you've never interacted with any art that's bad, I fear for you, because it tells me that you will fall for whatever art tells you is good. Like you will be happy with garbage. You will be happy with stagnation and the reduction of the standards that we have for artistic expression in this like society. Like you need to have a fucking brain. You need to have standards. You need to have a critical eye. You don't always need to apply it to everything. Sometimes, you know, if I'm watching Speed Racer, which I haven't seen yet, I haven't seen the movie yet, I gotta go watch it. If I go watch the Speed Racer movie, like, I'm not there for like the quality of the storytelling. I'm there for the spectacle, because that's what Speed Racer was always about. You know, you just need to have a brain and exercise it and apply appropriate context to whatever it is you're observing. That's it. You just need to learn how to understand context and how to like be critical about something in the appropriate ways. But like, Jesus Christ, I'm losing my mind. It makes me not want to make videos anymore, because people are fucking going around and just acting like there's no such thing as a thing that could be better, a thing that is not good. Like, people are bending over backwards to explain why actually a thing here is good. Actually, it doesn't have to be that way, man. It's not always the case. Like, it's not always bad. It's not always good. Like, just like have a nuanced opinion about shit. Like, I'm begging people to just have like a reasonable, you know, well-rounded opinion about something. You know, like you can think Expedition 33 is one of the best RPGs to have ever been made, and also acknowledge that like parts of the game fucking suck. You can be like, man, I love Pokemon ZA, but this real-time combat shit is really bad. You're just spamming moves. Like, I had fun playing those games, and I had problems with them. Like, I didn't like, and in some cases, I didn't overall enjoy the experience by the end of it. I thought it was kind of middling. That's fine. Like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to have those opinions. Because everybody wants to make you feel like a fucking asshole. Everybody wants to make you feel like you're like betraying the human civilization for fucking being like, I thought this was a piece of shit. Like, well, I don't know if you know this, but the fucking guy that made that has like stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and also his child died and his wife left him and his parents abandoned him. So you're actually a horrible person for thinking his like 5-hour game on taking a dump and like showing you like his expanding butthole taking a shit. You're an asshole for thinking that the game is bad. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dog? Like, what the fuck does that have to do with what he made? Oh, well, you see, him taking a shit was actually, like, based off a really personal experience about him having the pancreatic cancer, and he wanted to, like, use it as, like, a fucking example of, like, you know, the way that whatever. It doesn't, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. He did a bad job. He did a bad job. I don't think he did a good job with it. Okay? Fucking, I'm sorry. Clutch your pearls harder. You fucking baby. God damn it. The minutes of GC Dragon streams are like section 1 rant, section 2. How did you guys get your rant? Section 3 rant 2. I hate you. I hate you so goddamn much. I have to go back and heal now. God, it stresses me the fuck out. It stresses me the fuck out, dude. It stresses me the fuck out. My niece is like crying really hard. We call it post-rant clarity. It does feel good. I'm not even lying, like, more people should rant. Ranting feels good. Ranting is therapeutic. Just like complaining about something, some like inane thing that doesn't matter, like that won't like truly affect you in your personal life, like, it feels good. It feels good. Like, I've never met a person who didn't fly off the handle and then afterwards was like, oh, I feel awful. I feel bad. Like, I feel like shit after doing that. I've never met a person that felt that way. I guarantee, like think back to the last time you just popped off and somebody just let you just like, you know, go at it. You've never come off of a rant feeling bad. You always feel good. You always feel good. Anyway, my throat hurts. I'm gonna highlight that. I'm gonna mark it. Can I do a marker here? Yeah. I don't know what it'll label the marker as, but I should get healing items. I should get stuff to heal, so that I don't have to come back. So that I don't have to go back. I'm gonna edit that. I'm gonna edit that together. I'm gonna edit that whole rant together. I'm just gonna post it somewhere. I don't know where. I don't think it'll fit on Blue Sky. Can you believe I was doing that while playing the video game too? Isn't that impressive? You should be impressed. You should be impressed that I was doing that while playing the whole video game. I think that's pretty impressive. You ever get you a guy that can like talk mad shit, but still like drive the car, you know, but still drive the car like really well, you know? Like, I'm gonna lose my shit on the road, but I'm still gonna get you safely to the destination. I feel like that counts for something, in my opinion. Like, I feel like that's a skill that should be appreciated by you, the audience. You know, you should be paying me for this, you know? I'm joking, obviously. Please don't pay me for that reason. It's a skill you owned in the kitchen. It is a skill I owned in service work. It's not, that's not even like far from the truth. When you work in the service industry, you kind of learn how to talk mad shit as you go. because you kind of have to. You want to talk mad shit while you're at work about something that's pissing you off, usually a customer, but like, you know, you also have to like make the drinks, serve the food, start the coffee, put in another bag of iced tea and start the iced tea machine and try not to fuck it up. You know, you got to do a lot. You got to do a lot. So you kind of learn working in the service industry to multitask really well while you're talking mad shit. Service work, oh, by the way, totally aside, service work really great at teaching you how to like keep your kitchen space clean while you're cooking. Food service specifically. If you work in the food service industry, part of your training is to just like clean as you go. And if you do it, it really does make you like a lot of like people that a lot of people that go into food service. Oh, look at this. I missed these treasure chests. Incredible. I'm so glad we actually went back now. So a lot of people like when I teach people, when people are just starting out in the food service industry and I'm training them to like clean as you go, a lot of them like don't stick to it, and a lot of them are really bad at sticking to it, and some of them will even be like, you know, I just feel like it takes so much time. And I tell them, and I always say the same thing, I go, once you learn how to do this and you get used to doing this, it'll make your life so much easier, and you'll have such an easier job, and like your busiest shifts will feel really fucking easy because of this. And like that also, because like if you clean as you go when it's closing time, number one, it's like super fast, and two, if you clean as you go, everything is always in its appropriate place and everything is clean, so you're never working around trash. It is really hard. It is really hard to like find stuff and work around like trash. If the back of house is really fucking messy, everybody is like walking around it and trying to avoid it, and it becomes harder. And like anyone who's worked in food service and works back of house has seen the garbage can fill up in the dish pit steadily, and then eventually people are trying to like smush it down, and nobody is taking like 2 seconds to just pull it out of the garbage, pull the bag out of the can, tie it up, put it where you put the bags for the day, you know, until you take it out whenever things die down or whatever. Like, nobody is doing that. Everybody doesn't want to be that guy. But then the minute somebody decides to do it and gets like a new trash thing, suddenly like work is going way smoother, because you don't have to spend like hours going pushing it down, or worse, walking around like food that has fallen on the floor because you work with Neanderthals who would rather the food hit the ground than just replace the fucking garbage bag. But like if you apply that, like once you learn that cleaning as you go, when you go to cook in your own house, or when you like use your own space, you start cleaning as you go, and it's like, it's life-changing, because cooking takes like half the time, cleaning your house takes half the time. Literally everything that you do that would require maintenance in the long term becomes so much easier and effortless. So like I personally think everybody should work a food service job at some point. I believe everybody should work in food service for at least 6 months to a year. At least 6 months to a year. And do it well. Don't phone it in. Also, if you phone it in, everyone's gonna fucking hate you, by the way. If you phone it in, being bad at your job is different. If you're just bad at it, like, that's different. Like, if you're just like naturally kind of like bad at what you do, people will like find it annoying, but they won't hold it against you. But if you're like phoning it in and you're actively like just not contributing, people will get fucking mad at you, and people will think you're a piece of shit. But everybody should do 6 months to a year of food service. I feel like I talked about this last VOD, but it's been a while, so I don't remember. Because food service work is like one of the most demeaning jobs you can have. It's one of the meanest. It's one of the places where people are the meanest to you. It's pretty it's pretty grueling work, but it is very gratifying work if you're the kind of person that wants to feel like you've worked hard. If you're the kind of person that enjoys working, because there's people out there that go into food service thinking it's going to be chill as fuck and then they hate it. But if you're the kind of person that actually like gets something out of like being productive, food service work can be very gratifying. It doesn't pay nearly enough, but you know, nothing really does. But if you work like 6 months to a year in food service, your entire like the way you do everything changes. The way you like clean up your house changes. The way you organize things changes. Assuming you actually take to the work and you try to do it right. Assuming you do it right. Assuming you do it right, I think I went up there already. Food service chill. Some people think that. Some people genuinely think that shit. I've worked with them. I've worked with people like that who are like, they come into work and they're like, oh, fuck, man, I don't want it to get busy. And I look at them and I'm like, where the fuck do you think you are? Bro, it's a Friday night. We got an hour until 6 p.m.
I'd like to think
Of course it's gonna get busy. Why are you working this job? Go get a receptionist job. Oh, but the money's good. All right. Fucking, yeah, the money's good because you gotta bust your fucking ass. It should be better, but, you know. Obstreperous. I'll save you. Oh, the keeper's still alive. That's great.
4 children standing against the darkness. You must be the would-be heroes I've heard so much about.
Yeah, that's us.
Tell you of our fearsome strength.
I cannot say they did. And by your boasting,
I have a bad feeling about this fight, actually. I think we're gonna lose.
Mine, for you stand before Belial, champion.
Is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was Belial. It's Belial? I like Belial. It sounds scarier. Or do the British just pronounce it like that because they're not fun?
There's a certain fondness for the old rogue, and was not best pleased when he learned what my servants had done. Speaking of the one who got away.
His way sounds more alien.
Princess of Moon.
Well, he nailed the pronunciation. Like he sold it to me.
Your kind knew a trick,
But I like Belial.
but no one told
Belial.
me he specialized in escapology.
What? Were you involved in the attack on my kingdom?
He led the charge.
Really couldn't say. Nor am I eager to waste any more time on idle conversation. I'd like to get this over with.
Let's go.
See if my master's interest in you is warranted.
Belial. Lucifer. Asmodon. Asmodus, right? What's the name of the devil, the demon, with that starts with Asmodeus? There it is. Belial.
Most amusing.
I didn't attack you this turn. You wasted that. Stupid. Now I'm gonna double up on you and you're gonna die. I'm also gonna, well, no, I don't want to do that. Let's double sap him. Why not? Barbados. Oh yeah, they are named after the bad stuff. The bad stuff. My brain's cooked right now. After post-rant clarity comes like a post-rant brain fog. This guy looks like he does breath attacks, so I'm gonna put up Insuladdle. You just sorry, Belial. You just have like that kind of like vibe to you. I mean, we could just test his like his resistances here. Straight up. I think that'd be a good use of our time. Is to just see what like status ailments he's sort of like resistant to and what he's not. Muster strength. I think that was a good time for a double multi-heal. I don't have multi-heal on Caradoc. I'm mistaken. I already oomphed. Let's go ahead and build the magic barrier here, right? Right? Why not? I'm gonna keep trying to sap him though. Is Crucial being discontinued good enough, Ranfuel? Unfortunately, I'm too tired to summon more anger for that. But I'm gonna try Knuckle Sandwich instead. I don't know if it scales with everything though. I think it sucks, and I'm glad that I bought my computer when I did. But at the same time, I know that hardware manufacturers for computer parts are going to continue trying to find ways to make it necessary to upgrade anyway. So I'm kind of like annoyed, but I'm also like aware that the market was already kind of like really the market for PC parts was already kind of like propped up on this like house of cards of like getting people to buy new tech every release. And I think this is just sort of like the inevitability of that market. I thought Multi-Slice would hit him multiple times if it was just by himself. So that's my opinion on the RAM stuff. I don't think double up is actually adhering to my like attack buffs, so I'm just gonna do a normal attack and see if that improves things. I'm gonna buff everybody. Now's a good time for a multi-heal. And Sap just isn't doing anything. Let's bring up our Insuladdle again. Yeah, I don't know how much double up did, but I think it was less than that. Also, Wildfire, I believe, is a breath attack. I believe Wildfire is a breath attack. Didn't heal Matilda. I'll do Magic Barrier again. Let's try Sleepy Slab. No, highly resistant.
You have my gratitude.
Not immune, just highly resistant. I'm gonna beat your ass. Let's try Helm Splitter. Maybe Helm Splitter will have better luck. Defense is good so far. I don't think Fizzle worked. I don't know, Whimsicles. I gotta play around with this shit. I'm gonna oomph you again. Unfortunately, I've developed a strategy where I'm not using literally anybody else. He's weak to wind attacks. Duly noted. But yeah, I don't really have a strong opinion about the... Well, I have a strong opinion. I'm not very animated about it. I don't have an animated opinion about it. Industry's fucked, so... It's just fucked. It's just fucked. Everything's fucked. There's not much else to say about it. I got my ticket to Endless Waltz next month. Very pumped. Hell yes. Ow. Why did that hurt so much? Did he just get a lucky crit? It looks like he just did. It looks like that's all that happened. I'm gonna try double up again. And then I'm gonna pay attention to the damage this time. Because I wasn't paying attention to it before. Yeah, no, double up did less damage. Double up does not scale with oomph and muster strength.
Most amusing.
Understood. 3 turns? 4 turns? How many turns was that? That was a lot of goddamn turns, man. Oh no, I got a kabuff again, and then you need to heal. And then you should probably do this. Damn, everybody got to go before Belial. I am buffed. Let's just do a regular attack, do another kabuff. Oomph. And yeah, this is kind of... Ooh.
I can help.
We shall prevail.
Let's all just get Focus Pocus.
Fight has won.
Yeah. Insulatl is like... Insulatl is coming in very clutch in this fight. I think I'll do a full multi-heal here. And then try to put him to sleep again.
Full heal.
How are we so much faster than him
My
now?
gratitude.
That's weird. Oh, there goes the 4-turn move. It did not help him. Is he a demon? He's a demon, right? He's got to be I mean, he's got to be a demon.
Have care.
Thank you. Magic barrier.
Bad at all.
Yeah. All right. I don't know why I didn't realize that before. Do another multi-heal. Let's just do a sap for fun. That didn't work. Okay. He's got the pitchfork. Yeah. I mean, he's fucking named Belial, for fuck's sake. I should have realized that this would have done more damage to him. I should have been doing Demon Demeanor way sooner. Let's just play it safe here.
You have my
Kind
gratitude.
that did the trick.
Let us call it a day.
Oh, he's not dead yet? Ooh.
Well, I see why my minions were no match for you. Perhaps you will grow into heroes worth hunting yet.
Do not belittle us.
I would never. In fact, let me reward you with a piece of information for making such an effort. The fact is, while you have been here entertaining me, my allies have been entertaining yours. The mermaids.
Oh no!
If you hurry, you might just arrive in time. My colleague has never been the most methodical soul.
How do you stand to gain by revealing this to us?
I told you.
Oh, he did like a little grin.
Acknowledge your effort, but do not let me keep you. I'm sure we all have much to do.
No, wait.
He could have finished us, but instead he upped and left.
But not before telling us about the mermaids being in danger. Why would he do that?
He definitely didn't do it out of the kindness of his heart. If that beast even has a heart, there's nothing in it but malice.
Kudos to his voice actor for snarling so much during dialogue. Yes.
Oh, but allow me to introduce myself. I am the keeper of this palace.
It's Dream Whisperer.
Most know me as the Dream Whisperer. Thank you for coming to my rescue.
The Dream Whisperer. Tell me, was it you who reached out to us as we slept in Rippleport?
Yes, it was my intention to have you seek out the friends and allies you would need to end the encroaching threat.
Then there was a plan.
That is all well and good, but I think we need it under the sea. We cannot stand here chatting while our friends are in danger.
Of course. Go to their aid, I beg you. Like us fairies, they have long watched over Rubis in her slumber.
She is asleep. But we have not the time to discuss it now. Let us speak more when the danger is past.
Yes, let's. You'll need this if you want to enter the mermaid's domain.
Is this the bubble that made me go underwater? It's the harp that makes me go underwater.
Yet another instrument.
It is called Lorelei's harp. One strum of the strings will envelop your ship and yourselves within bubbles of air, allowing you to delve beneath the seas. However, it won't do anything unless you get the mermaid's blessing first.
And how do we do that?
The mermaid's magic is conveyed by their lips. To cut a long story short, you'll have to convince one to kiss you.
I see. So only those the mermaids trust enough to press their lips against might visit their kingdom.
Did I hear that right? We're going to have to kiss them?
Mayhap our friendly duo might lend us their blessing? Assuming that they are still safe, that is.
That was a good line read.
Let's hurry to the rocks.
Indeed, they may have sought refuge there as they did before.
Kissed him.
Good luck, young heroes. I will remain here and await your triumphant return.
How much treasure's on this floor? 1. Get out of here. Get out of here. Who the fuck do you think I am? Who the fuck do you think I am? Trying to tell me, oh, it's somewhere here. You gotta find it. I know it's behind the throne. Come on. Come on. Who the hell do you think you're talking to? Ugh. Okay. I think that's going to be it for today. I am being called upon to go walk some dogs and do an errand or two, so I have to leave now. But I'll see you all, well, not tomorrow, because tomorrow's the video game award, so I probably won't be streaming tomorrow, and day after that is Friday. I might do a birthday stream. Probably not, because a lot of stuff fell through over the weekend. So, yeah. Anyway, until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.